Well, joining me now is the father of one of those victims, Gina Montalto. Tony Montalto is with us. And Mr. Montalto, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight on what I know has to be a difficult day. And our heartfelt condolences go to you, everyone involved in your entire family, and really all the families involved in this case. So again, thank you so much for being with me tonight.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right.
It's a very difficult day.
Yes, I don't even deign to be able to understand. What I want to start with, and because most of us cannot understand, maybe you can help us understand what this entire ordeal has been like. It has been an epic journey. To a certain degree, the ending is today, to a certain degree. But explain to us as best you can what it's been like.
Well, quite frankly, for our families, the journey never ends.
That's right.
We had our loved ones murdered at school. And every day we have to wake up and realize that my beautiful daughter, Gina, is not here with us. And the shooter is in prison. Now it's been determined that he'll spend the rest of his life there rather than being punished to the fullest extent of the law, which is what our society should want for someone who attacks America's future, someone who murders children at school and teachers at school. It's unbelievable.
Tony, I'm glad you mentioned what you said about being punished to the fullest extent of the law, because there were those who might think that this was about vengeance in some way. But explain to me more a little bit that what the families were after here was for this man to be punished by the fullest extent of the law. That's what this was about.
That is correct. We'll always be without my beautiful daughter, Gina. The other families will be without their sons, daughters, spouses, and fathers. But they were taken from us by the actions of this murderer. How the jury could find that the mitigating factors overweighed the overwhelming facts of the aggravators, including the planning, the cold, cruel, heinous crime. How you can say that anything that happened in this shooter's life justifies his right to take 17 lives, to walk up to my innocent daughter, pictured behind me, and shoot her in the chest. Then come back later on and shoot her 3 more times. How does anything in his life justify his right to do that? Society needs to get its moral compass back. The victims are the 17 who were murdered. The victims are the 17 who were attempted to be murdered. And our entire shattered community.
You know,
the shooter is not a victim.
Agree, 100%. And you know what's interesting? I know you guys were seen thanking the prosecutors for really the incredible job they did. This jury found every single aggravating factor. There was really, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's really nothing else the state could have done here.
I think the state did a fine job. I think it's very incongruous that, again, they found all the aggravators to be in play, but somehow found that something mitigated the murder of 17 people at a school. I mean, you know, society has to remember, not everybody's a victim. There are real victims, there are pretend victims, and we have to remember that there are facts. And facts should be important. And the facts in this case spoke for themselves, that my daughter, her classmates, and her teachers deserved better than what they got from this jury.
Tony, take me back to that moment. I mean, early on when that first count was read and it became clear that perhaps you might not get the result that you were hoping for in this case, what that moment was like for you, that realization finally hit.
It was heartbreaking. Again, our children, our spouses, they deserved better than what they got. My daughter, Gina, was a caring, kind, compassionate, and loving soul. And her life was taken without any benefit or consideration to the person she was. As a matter of fact, it's absolutely disgusting the amount of restrictions that were put on the families to make sure that this shooter got a fair trial. We couldn't even wear simple little pins to represent our children. We couldn't wear the bracelets that we wear because it might have adversely affected the jury. The jury was instructed to discount the victim impact statements. I mean, how do you do that? We had to listen to every tidbit of this shooter's life. Yet they were told to ignore the stories we told about Gina, how she was a lifesaver, how she was a wonderful daughter, big sister, and loving child.
Tony, let me ask you this. I know there seemed to be a special bond, obviously, between the families. How could there not be? So few people can even relate to what you guys had to deal with. Talk to me about that bond and how that helps you get through this ordeal day in and day out.
Well, it's very sad to have each other, and at the same time, it's helpful to have each other. Only the 17 families understand what we each go through each day, understand the loss, understand the shock of this verdict. To other people, this is a hypothetical exercise. This is something, boy, I can't believe that happened. To us, as I said this morning, it's a gut punch. It's really quite unbelievable. And I would like to really understand from that juror or jurors how they justify saying this shooter, who was so cold, so calculating, so precise, despite the claims that were made by the defense in executing these 17 people, what it was they really thought that mitigated the death of school children, the death of teachers, people who left to go to school that day and never returned to their families.
Tony, we're running out of time. I want to give you the last word here. Are there any messages you would like to leave our viewers with before I let you go?
Sure. Don't wait till this happens to you. Find a way to join us at standwithparkland.org to help prevent these tragedies, to help make changes to the laws and the policies of our country to keep our students and teachers safe at school.
Tony Montalto, thank you so much for being with us. Truly appreciate it. Again, our condolences go out to you, and I hope some way, somehow you find peace in what happened here. Again, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we'll be right back.